Welcome to Bible in a Year with Scott Purcell. I'm so glad you're joining me. This is a daily reading of portions of the Bible, following a plan that will include the entire Bible in a year. And now, let's open the book and begin our readings. This is the reading for Day 70. If your reading is aligned with the calendar year, in a non-leap year, this is for March 11th, or in a leap year for March 10th. The Old Testament reading is from Leviticus 23 and Leviticus 24. Leviticus 23. Then Yahweh spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the Israelites, and say to them, The festivals of Yahweh that you shall proclaim are holy assemblies. These are my appointed times. For 6 days work is to be done, and on the 7th day shall be a Sabbath of complete rest, a holy assembly. You shall not do any work. It shall be a Sabbath for Yahweh in all your dwellings. These are Yahweh's appointed times, holy assemblies, which you shall proclaim at their appointed time. In the first month, on the 14th of the month, at the evening, is Yahweh's Passover. And on the 15th day of this month is Yahweh's Feast of Unleavened Bread. For 7 days you shall eat unleavened bread. On the first day there shall be a holy assembly for you. You shall not do any regular work. And you shall present an offering for Yahweh made by fire for 7 days. On the 7th day there shall be a holy assembly. You shall not do any regular work. Then Yahweh spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the Israelites and say to them, When you come to the land that I am about to give to you, and you reap its harvest, then you shall bring a sheaf of the first fruit of your harvest to the priest. And he shall wave the sheaf before Yahweh for your acceptance. The priest shall wave it on the day after the Sabbath. And on the day of your waving the sheaf, you shall offer a yearling male lamb without defect as a burnt offering to Yahweh. And its grain offering shall be 2/10 of an ephah of finely milled flour mixed with oil, an offering made by fire for Yahweh, an appeasing fragrance. And its libation shall be 1/4 of a hin of wine. And you shall not eat bread or roasted grain or ripe grain until this very same day, until you present your God's offering. This must be a lasting statute for your generations in all your dwellings. And you shall count for yourselves from the day after the Sabbath, from the day of your bringing in the wave offering sheaf, there shall be 7 full weeks. Until the day after the 7th Sabbath you shall count 50 days. Then you shall present a new grain offering for Yahweh. You shall bring from your dwellings for a wave offering 2 loaves of bread made with 2/10 of an ephah of finely milled flour. They must be baked with leaven. The firstfruits belong to Yahweh. And in addition to the bread, you shall present 7 yearling male lambs without defects, and 1 young bull, and 2 rams. They shall be a burnt offering for Yahweh with their grain offering and their libations, an offering made by fire, an appeasing fragrance for Yahweh. And you shall offer 1 he-goat as a sin offering, and 2 yearling male lambs as a sacrifice of fellowship offerings. And the priest shall wave them with the bread of the firstfruits as a wave offering before Yahweh. In addition to the 2 male lambs, they shall be holy for Yahweh for the priest. And you shall make a proclamation on this very same day. It shall be a holy assembly for you. You shall not do any regular work. This is a lasting statute in all your dwellings throughout your generations. And when you reap the harvest of your land, you must not finish the edge of your field at your reaping, and you must not glean the remnants of your harvest. You shall leave them behind for the needy and for the alien. I am Yahweh your God. Then Yahweh spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the Israelites, saying, In the 7th month, on the first day of the month, you must have a rest period, a remembrance of the trumpet blast, a holy assembly. You must not do any regular work, and you shall present an offering made by fire to Yahweh. Then Yahweh spoke to Moses, saying, Surely the day of atonement is on the 10th day of the 7th month. It shall be a holy assembly for you, and you shall deny yourselves, and you shall present an offering made by fire to Yahweh. And you must not do any regular work on this very same day, because it is the day of atonement, to make atonement for you before Yahweh your God. If there is any person who does not deny himself on this very same day, then he shall be cut off from his people. As for any person who does any work on this very same day, I will exterminate that person from the midst of his people. You must not do any work. It is a lasting statute throughout your generations in all your dwellings. It is a Sabbath of complete rest for you, and you shall deny yourselves on the 9th day of the month in the evening. From evening to evening you must observe your extraordinary Sabbath. Then Yahweh spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the Israelites, saying, On the 15th day of the 7th month, this shall be the feast of booths for 7 days for Yahweh. On the first day there shall be a holy assembly. You must not do any regular work. For 7 days you must present an offering made by fire to Yahweh. On the 8th day it shall be a holy assembly for you, and you shall present an offering made by fire to Yahweh. It is a celebration. You must not do any regular work. These are Yahweh's festivals, which you must proclaim, holy assemblies to present an offering made by fire to Yahweh, burnt offering and grain offering, sacrifice and libations, each on its proper day. Besides Yahweh's Sabbaths, and besides your gifts, and besides your vows, and besides all your freewill offerings that you give to Yahweh. Surely on the 15th day of the 7th month, at your gathering the land's produce, you shall hold Yahweh's festival for 7 days. On the first day there shall be a rest period, and on the 8th day a rest period. And on the first day you shall take for yourselves the first fruit of majestic trees, branches of palm trees, and branches of a leafy tree, and of a brook's poplar trees, and you shall rejoice before Yahweh your God for 7 days. And you must hold it as a festival for Yahweh for 7 days in the year. It shall be a lasting statute throughout your generations. In the 7th month you must hold it. You must live in booths for 7 days. All the natives in Israel must live in the booths, so that your generations shall know that I made the Israelites live in booths when I brought them from the land of Egypt. I am Yahweh your God. Thus Moses announced to the Israelites Yahweh's appointed times. Leviticus 24. Then Yahweh spoke to Moses, saying, Command the Israelites that they should bring to you pure olive oil from beaten olives for the light to present a lamp continually. Aaron shall arrange for it outside the curtain of the testimony in the tent of assembly from evening until morning before Yahweh continually. It shall be a lasting statute throughout your generations. On the pure golden lampstand he shall arrange for the lamps before Yahweh continually. And you shall take finely milled flour, and you shall bake it with 12 ring-shaped bread cakes. Each one shall be 2/10 of an ephah. And you shall place them in 2 rows, 6 to the row, on the pure gold table before Yahweh. And you shall put pure frankincense on each row, so that it shall be for the bread as a memorial offering, an offering made by fire for Yahweh. On every Sabbath he shall arrange it in rows before Yahweh continually. They are from the Israelites as an everlasting covenant. And it shall be for Aaron and for his sons, and they shall eat it in a holy place, because it is a most holy thing for him, from Yahweh's offerings made by fire, a lasting rule. And an Israelite woman's son, and he was an Egyptian man's son, went out in the midst of the Israelites. And the Israelite woman's son and an Israelite man fought in the camp. Then the Israelite woman's son blasphemed the name, and he cursed, so they brought him to Moses. And the name of his mother was Shelomith, the daughter of Dibri of the tribe of Dan. Then they put him in custody, so that the matter might be made clear to them in accordance with the mouth of Yahweh. Then Yahweh spoke to Moses, saying, "Bring the cursor outside the camp, and all the hearers shall place their hands on his head, and the whole community shall stone him. And you shall speak to the Israelites, saying, Any man, when he curses his God, shall bear his sin. And he who blasphemes Yahweh's name certainly shall be put to death. The whole community certainly shall stone him. As the alien, so the native shall be put to death at blaspheming his name. And when a man kills any human being, he certainly shall be put to death. And he who kills a domestic animal must repay for it life in place of life. And when a man causes a physical defect in his fellow citizen according to what he has done, so it shall be done to him, fracture in place of fracture, eye in place of eye, tooth in place of tooth. According to the physical defect he causes to the person, likewise it shall be caused to him. And a killer of a domestic animal must repay for it, and a killer of a human shall be put to death. You must have one norm. As for the alien, so it must be for the native, because I am Yahweh your God." Thus Moses spoke to the Israelites, and they brought the cursor outside the camp, and they stoned him with stones, and the Israelites did just as Yahweh had commanded Moses. The New Testament reading is from Mark chapter 15, from verse 33 through verse 47. Mark 15:33. And when the 6th hour came, darkness came over the whole land until the 9th hour. And at the 9th hour, Jesus cried out with a loud voice, "Eloi, Eloi, lema sabachthani," which is translated, my God, why have you forsaken me?" And some of the bystanders, when they heard it, said, "Behold, he is summoning Elijah." And someone ran and filled a sponge with sour wine, put it on a reed, and gave it to him to drink, saying, "Leave him alone. Let us see if Elijah is coming to take him down." But Jesus uttered a loud cry and expired. And the curtain of the temple was torn in two from top to bottom. And when the centurion who was standing opposite him saw that he expired like this, he said, "Truly, this man was God's Son." And there were also women observing from a distance, among whom were Mary Magdalene, and Mary the mother of James the younger, and Joseph, and Salome, who used to follow him and serve him when he was in Galilee, and many other women who went up with him to Jerusalem. And when it was already evening, since the day of preparation, that is, the day before the Sabbath, Joseph of Arimathea, a prominent member of the council, who was also himself looking forward to the kingdom of God, came acting courageously and went in to Pilate and asked for the body of Jesus. And Pilate was surprised that he was already dead, and summoning the centurion asked him whether he had died already. And when he learned of it from the centurion, he granted the corpse to Joseph. And after purchasing a linen cloth and taking him down, he wrapped him in the linen cloth and placed him in a tomb that had been cut from the rock. and he rolled a stone over the entrance of the tomb. Now Mary Magdalene and Mary the mother of Joseph saw where he was placed. The wisdom literature reading is from Psalm 32. Psalm 32. Of David, a maskil. Happy is he whose transgression is taken away, whose sin is covered. Happy is a person to whom Yahweh does not impute iniquity, and in whose spirit there is not deceit. When I kept silent, my bones were worn out due to my groaning all the day. For day and night your hand was heavy upon me. My vigor was changed into the dry heat of summer. I made known my sin to you, and my iniquity I did not cover. I said, I will confess concerning my transgressions to Yahweh, and you took away the guilt of my sin. Therefore let all the faithful pray to you at the time for finding you. Surely at the flood of many waters they will not reach him. You are my hiding place. From trouble you preserve me. With cries of deliverance you surround me. I will instruct you and teach you in the way that you should go. I will advise you with my eye upon you. Do not be like a horse or like a mule without understanding, that needs his tackle, bridle, and rein for restraint, or he would not come near you. Many are the pains of the wicked, but for the one who trusts Yahweh, loyal love surrounds him. Be glad in Yahweh and rejoice, you righteous, and shout for joy, all you upright of heart. This concludes the reading for day 70. Thank you for listening. These daily readings are made possible by your generous support of the Global Outreach Ministry of Scott Purcell. To partner with us and enable this work and others like it, please visit huttobible.com/give and select Go Pastor Support from the fund list. You can also sign up for ministry updates at scott-purcell.epistle.org/subscribe. Both of those links can be found in the podcast description. Thank you for helping us share God's Word.